Hey, it's Glenn Eunice, founder, chief creative officer here at Corner Unit Media. There has been a ton of talk around data, Cambridge Analytica, a transparent world, if you've heard me talk on any panels or any discussions or videos as of late. Yes, the Cambridge Analytica Facebook app scandal, where tons of data was either taken or scraped, legally, illegally, depending on the terms of service. It is a huge topic. Here's a quick summary and then a larger thought about the world that we're in, the transparent world that we're in, because we are an ever wide open world. Facebook had an app that allowed Cambridge Analytica to not only scrape the data of those who downloaded its app, but also those friends. What does that mean? It means read the terms of service, but it's a bunch of legalese. And if you saw that, got afraid, and didn't download it, you're safe. Most people don't. That's why Facebook's in trouble, because it was sort of a Trojan horse, a backdoor for Cambridge Analytica to get a bunch of data on a bunch of Facebook users, which is about 2 billion people that use Facebook. Let's rewind. Cambridge Analytica had this app. It could not only give you data from the person who downloaded it, but all their friends. That is a massive real-life extrapolation of data. 200,000 people or thereabouts that downloaded the app allowed Cambridge Analytica to gather 50 million people's data. With that data, they figured out patterns and habits and created political content, commercials, media, and targeted these people in the hopes to manipulate them. Pretty scary stuff, right? Is it shady that they scraped a bunch of people's data, figured out how they move and how they work in life, and then targeted advertising, political advertising, to sway a vote one way or the other? Sure. How is that, though, any different from a political message on TV? Well, you know you're watching TV, and as such, you sort of have a deal with the networks that they're going to show you commercials. On Facebook or on other social platforms, you don't really have a deal, at least that you know of, that your friends' data is going to get scraped and they're going to try to backdoor manipulate you into thinking certain things about certain politicians to then sway your vote. So that's a little dirty, but it's still media trying to affect a message, right? We see this in TV commercials. We see this on television and radio. We try to target demos. Do you think it's any shock that baby formula and women's healthcare products are shown during the day when stay-at-home moms are home? Do you think it's any shock that they have urban and young sneaker commercials during basketball games on ESPN and TNT? Is that any shock? No, they know who's watching and they point content towards them. So there's some parallels, and then there's some scary stuff about how we mine data. But as we talk about a transparent world, that is certainly a large example. But it used to be Nielsen ratings, diaries, little extrapolations. Let's take Baltimore, for example. You know, they could have, they had a population, let's say 500,000 listeners, right? They'll take 100 people and extrapolate that out to a whole market, give or take. Now they have personal people meters, still an extrapolation, but it's a small pocket of people that do a certain stuff, and then they just, whoop, okay, our whole county, our whole city, our whole state, our whole region, our whole market does that. Little wonky. Now, of course, with hard data, Facebook, we've seen it, and others, you can get real hard data. But our world has been transparent, and it's only getting more wide open. You want to take a small example? How about Uber? Uber comes and picks you up on a Friday night, a Wednesday night, a Thursday night, a Saturday night, whatever. They pick you and your wife up. That Uber driver knows where you live, knows where they're taking you, how far away it is from your house. You know, talk about wide open. Your house is wide open. Your world is wide open. Everything is wide open. They know where you're going. Does this guy even live near you? Is he stalking your neighborhood to pick you up? Like, who even knows? Are there scouts for the local bank robber, house robber gang that are Uber drivers on the surface, but deep down they're compiling data as to when you go out, how far away you are, so they can break into your house? I don't know. Not saying they do, but it's where we are in society. We have never been in a place where data is more prevalent and available. The world is wide open. Cambridge Analytica opened many people's eyes that didn't understand what was going on in data to the idea that we can all get access to pretty much everybody. How about when Equifax got hacked? All the credit, all the social security numbers, Target's been hacked in recent years. Everyone's getting hacked. We are wide open. What does that mean? It means we got to safeguard some stuff. It also means that there's almost nowhere to hide. You have to be a good human because we have never been able to mine data on so many people and so many things. Micro data is a real thing. We're going to be able to zero in and target from a marketing standpoint, but also from a humanistic standpoint, no one can run and hide anymore. And as such, what I hope, and this maybe is like Glenn, the philanthropic foundation director as well, not just the marketing digital agency media guy, is maybe we turn this thing into a nicer world. Sure, there's going to be the scumbags and the sleazeballs and allegedly the Cambridge Analyticas that are scraping, that are scraping all of our data. But really, maybe it turns into a wide open world where sure, the stuff that we want is going to be served right in front of us by Amazon and Facebook and Google, and they're listening to my Siri and Google Assistant, which is about to be huge. They'll know how we move as a society. But maybe with all that information and all that data, it will allow everything to be easier and us as a human society to flow in concert again together. We're at the very beginning of this, and as such, things are going to be rocky. But maybe the long view of this is life gets easier and people get nicer because there's nowhere to hide in this world of full transparency. Hope you learned something. Hope it made sense. You have any questions, please feel free to email us, info@cornerunitmedia.com. We are a digital agency. We'd love to help you with your brand strategy, social media, and your execution of it. Thanks so much. Take care.